Radiant team ban.
Do we?
It's been a very steady downward slope since that first major for IG, so they have to shake it up. They definitely have it within them. Again, I'll say that in this series should be their bottom, right? Like they hit rock bottom. There's only way up from now on.
Smooth sea never made a strong sailor.
There you go. Yeah.
Exactly. Talk to me about Phoenix then. Who is a player we should be looking out for in this team? Because one thing we can always say about Phoenix, about LBZSs of the world, is that they always supply us some fresh talent. Is there anyone you're looking at now and saying, man, this guy's pretty good. He's got some potential?
I don't know. It's too hard to say. I haven't seen enough of these players with the current iteration of the roster. I more so was just like looking at a lot of the mistakes they're playing against PSG LGD. If anything, they'll be a little bit more careful with their vision and how they're playing the map. I think that like they let PSG LGD get a little bit too farmed, and given how they picked them apart in that series, I think that's going to be like the highlights, the biggest takeaways. You play against a team of that caliber, even though you're relatively new, you're going to focus in on all the issues that team did to you. It's like a huge learning opportunity. Getting it beaten to the ground, but having the opportunity to play against them.
They picked Tinker.
Yes, they picked Tinker. They ended up getting way too farmed.
Yeah. Like I agree with you. At the same time, I a little bit don't. Like I feel like everything you said stays 100%. Getting beaten down by these teams is it's a learning experience. The trick is when you get beaten down so hard, sometimes there isn't a lot to learn, right? Like you lost all the lanes, there's a Tinker, he's destroying you. Like, okay, like next time we'll ban all 5 of their heroes or something.
Do you, like in this situation, like in your like competitive experience, do you home in on these issues one by one, like you break it down piece by piece, or when you lose this hard, is it too hard to quantify?
From my experience, my players just go get drunk or something after they like. There was literally a time when we would open up replays after, and I would just hear a snore coming after like 30 seconds.
All right, that's the thing about not everyone's on the same page about how much they want to improve.
Wasn't the best times. Yeah. But fun, definitely a lot of fun.
But fun, exactly, and that's what it's all about. Except winning, maybe fun and winning. Yeah. Similar.
Some wins would have been good for me as well. I'm not gonna lie, but you know.
I actually think on Phoenix Gaming, I think Shining's been putting in some good performances. Actually, I like what he's been throwing down. You know, like it's easy to say when you're playing Mars, that hero does feel strong. Always feels like a commanding force in the fight.
So you're always like the playmaker when you're playing Mars. When everyone else on your team is like kind of going to fall apart, the Mars is always able to provide something. Like if you get a blink dagger, you've got that trick where you face your base with your bulwark, spear them back into your tower. You can turn the game around. Arena accomplishes a lot as well. But JT plays a lot of Mars as well. So I think Mars is going to be a contested pick here.
Yeah, no, I think we're looking at the Mars and probably the Death Prophet as well. I mean, it's a China region. We're seeing Death Prophet being contested very heavily here across the board. But for these two teams especially, I think, maybe not so much IG, but definitely Phoenix have been enjoying trying to play with the Death Prophet a lot. Yeah,
maybe we'll see the meta develop a little bit here as... At the beginning, you have a set of ideas that you think will work for you, and then as the tournament progresses, you try to incorporate something new in your drafts, and maybe we'll see teams move away a little bit from the OD, and the Spirit Breaker as the hero has started being figured out, right? He's not there yet.
Definitely, yeah. Not sure about Spirit Breaker though. Do you think?
Spirit Breaker, how do you figure it out? Like it just charges you. Like there's nothing to figure out.
You know what it's gonna do, and like you're ready for what it's gonna do, and then it does it anyway, and you're like, okay, all right.
PSG actually did one interesting thing though. They picked up an Undying, which is pretty unusual at the moment against the Bane and the Mars.
Yeah.
And I thought that was super smart. It's good against the Mars lane because it's got decay, you have save, you can do a big heal, and when Arena and like Fiend Script comes out, like Bane's occupied, you don't want to turn your attention away from the enemy heroes during the Arena, and then the Tombstone becomes such a massive nuisance. So they've found ways to counter out the heroes that are incredibly popular right now, but they're the only ones making these sort of plays. I mean, IG, they're running heroes like Chaos Knight in the Huya tournament, and we've seen them run Tiny. But I think PSG LGD are dictating the meta, and everyone's just kind of following them at the moment.
Good.
Oh, man.
Gracious, we are far into this draft. Okay, well, let's go then. We have a Bane and a Queen of Pain on the side of Phoenix Gaming. Meanwhile, on the side of IG, we have a Death Prophet, a Tusk, and a Silencer. Okay, out of these two openings, I gotta say, IG, they're definitely the more interesting draft here so far. They are experimenting.
Yeah, they are. They have this Queen of Pain that doesn't really... On Phoenix Gaming, though, they have this Queen of Pain that doesn't really care too much about Tusk. But Silencer is picked, obviously, into the Bane and into the Queen of Pain. Both of these heroes really dislike playing against him. That grip is never easy, but Night Stalker looks pretty solid as well, right?
I'm surprised to see the Night Stalker here when Mars ended up making it through. As JT and Jining both play a lot of Mars, so for them to grab that. But it's great at getting the Silencer on the back line. It's great at preventing the Tusk jumping in and saving. If he tries to blink in, he suddenly is unable to snowball. So Tusk has already got an incredibly rough game. He's okay against the Bane, but they've shut him down with the Queen of Pain and the Night Stalker picks here.
It's just that Night Stalker is scary, Bane is scary. Like, it goes together, right? There's synergy there.
They're just trying to scare them in the draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoopy to play the game.
You got that Prophet. Watch this. Night Stalker, Bane, Broodmother. Get out.
Remaining.
Yeah. Bane's got one of those heroes that has extra night vision as well, 1200, I think.
5 seconds remaining.
Extra spookiness during the night. The Night Stalker for me is good here. Mars would have been great as well. He's not banned. But I do like Night Stalker to combo with Queen of Pain. I like these heroes that can actually make actions in the mid game, just go deep and help out Queen of Pain be as aggressive as she can be. Also, like you mentioned, with all the silences to get on top of everyone on their side. But usually when Queen of Pain is picked, you see a Storm ban and you see a Puck ban. Puck has been out, but Storm is in for emo. And it's not an SF, it's a Spirit.
Thankfully. Queen of Pain's a little bit better at trading with the Storm Spirit in the mid lane now since the Dagger heal. Even when he goes the 1-1-1 build to kind of stand his ground and fight, Quack still does pretty well in those trades. And your harass doesn't really stick on her anymore. So we'll see 2-3 points in the Dagger. Then usually at level 4, Storm Spirit's forced to move into the jungle, but they have a lot of gank potential with this lineup. Tusk is great in getting on top of people, and Silencer's there with the global assist to be able to drop the silence if Emo plays super aggressive, and that's usually how he plays these spirits.
Again, though, Night Stalker versus the Storm Spirit, not that bad at all. This silence from the Night Stalker is going to be extremely valuable, and we will see a couple of BKBs coming pretty fast for IG, perhaps a couple of 4 staffs as well.
Yeah, I mean, you deal with the Dark Willow reasonably well. You can dodge the entire your kit with
with ball
lightning, and Emo is, after all, amazing, especially when you make him angry.
10 seconds remaining.
And of course, Wraith King, incredibly popular right now. It's been banned out. They go to the Naga Siren. Naga Siren's been banned, twice or 3 times, but not picked up yet.
I think for me, the most interesting part of this draft is the fact that Phoenix, in their second phase, chose to ban Puck, Lina, and Lion, rather than taking the Storm Spirit out of the pool. So they were challenging IG. They said, hey, you want to take your Storm? Take your Storm. See what happens. Bold move against Emo, though, gotta be said.
Yeah, against a Bane and a Night Stalker, the Storm Spirit is pretty rough, like you were saying, but do you think they'll pick up another hero as a save? They've already got a Tusk and a Silencer here. I'm not really sure what they can fit in.
Yeah, you're just getting a carry last, right? If you're IG. You need your position 1 here. We'll see what they go for.
I mean, you have 2 silences and a snowball already, so they have ways to protect the Storm Spirit or free the Storm Spirit if he does get gripped. I'm not too worried about this Bane pick, honestly. And also, if you show yourself as Bane, you're done. That's it.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, right? Bane, if he grips the Storm, it's good, but most of the time he won't be able to. A Storm will be the one jumping the backlines first anyway. Okay, Phoenix go. Is this a PL game perhaps then with the Morphling pick? There is Queen of Pain. That's some AoE damage, but that's it, right? And
yeah, it looks like a great PL game.
You could deal with the Queen of Pain on paper.
Yeah, she's going to be able to burst him down by yourself, and of course you'll always have the global silence in order to get him out of the Fiend's grip if he does end up catching him out. So Bane's got his work cut out for him.
I think I don't know. It's not the kind of game where Queen of Pain can just run everyone over, right? She has to build BKB into this lineup. So, well, yours won't be enough, will it?
Yeah, it shouldn't be, at least. You're playing versus a Silencer versus a Storm Spirit. It's a game in which you can't itemize only aggressively, which it always puts you not necessarily on a back foot, but it slows your progression down a little bit. We'll see. Like Phoenix Gaming obviously planned this morphling as they found out that Naga earlier and PL. Yeah,
there it is. Good call from Lizard. And now it's going to line up the IG draft, which, I mean, looks pretty scary to me. We didn't really talk so much about the morphling pick, so I do just want to hear your thoughts on that before we get to predictions.
I mean, it's an all right of a morphling game until PL was picked, right? But actually, I don't like it. I take that back. Like you will have a vessel builder. Storm Spirit is a problem. He'll be jumping you later on. You have PL as well. It will be very annoying with that diffusal. Then again, we have seen some morphlings do extremely well recently, with Manta, Skadi, Blade, and whatnot. So it's possible. It's doable, but I don't think that it's going to be an easy game for him at all.
Okay, so you're going for IG?
Yeah, I'm going with IG.
10 seconds
He's cool.
remaining.
IG for me as well. I think the morphling is a bit like as much of a deny pick as it was a pick for themselves because Fly loves it, but you know, against this PL, against the rest of this lineup, Emo's finally on a Spirit Hero and not SF, so I think he'll pop off this game. IG.
Okay. I mean, I'd be a lunatic not to go for IG as well, but luckily I am, so I'm going to go Phoenix. I do actually like their support duo much more. I think they have a bit more playmaking potential than that, and lanes go their way. I can actually see them taking this win, but, you know, lanes have not been their strong point thus far, but hey, who knows? Maybe IG will drop the ball on this one. Let's find out with our casting duo. We have Beacop and Black on the mic.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Yeah, we're here in same location, casting some games, watching IG up against Phoenix. It's going to be interesting. Both these teams really struggling, and we've talked about the lack of Kaka on IG and how much it's affected them. I think it's still going to be a big problem. Feels like a comfort draft for them at the moment. They've got Fly and the Phantom Lancer, one of his stronger heroes. You know, you think out of there and get yourself Phantom Lancer.
One of the less risky heroes, although if you misuse your doppelganger, you're still going to be in a whole lot of trouble. So I'm sure Fly is going to die once or twice because he's like, damn it, I doppelgangered in when I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But yeah, like IG, they should be winning this game, right? Like Phoenix is definitely the big underdog. Will they win it cleanly? Probably not, because you can't fix your in-game leadership problems in just a couple of days, right? We've seen them 2 days ago.
Something like that.
Yeah, and it didn't look too pretty, unfortunately. There was some rough losses that feels like they shouldn't have had, right?
Definitely games they had control of, something that I really think that they should have been able to keep control of, and I think, again, like you said, it comes to the lack of shot calling.
Yeah, I will see how it develops throughout the season. They still have pretty much the best teams to play yet, even after this one. So it's a rough journey ahead for IG.
Yeah, I think with 4 slots, I think things are a little bit, you've got a little bit more leeway, but not much more slack.
Yeah.
In a region like this, like everybody, now even eHome's in the mix of it. Because you think about last year, I don't think, there were teams like eHome you thought was a middle of the pack team, and then like the top 5 were always in it because LGD had that tiebreaker against Elephant last year, and like teams were always in the mix, but it feels like with eHome solidifying their self in the mix, IG's kind of in a really difficult spot.
With 4 slots, it's always quite likely to force at least some tiebreaker, maybe for the 4th slot.
Or even relegation.
Yeah, it's, we'll see. At least IG's gonna hope not to get relegated. That would be a disaster for them.
I don't know if I see them doing that yet, but
if they lose this series, then
it's danger watch time.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys got a lot of work to do.
There is a lot of talk about how much Kaka did for this IG team, and they had stayed together for a long time and never really hit the peak. It felt like they hit their peak, but not the peak that they obviously wanted to be at.
Yeah, I mean, they won that one major, but ever since then it was kind of downhill from there.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, some could argue that major, you know, you were about to lose 3-0 and suddenly Merge a comeback.
It happens, though.
It's a nice story, yeah?
Yeah.
It is. Shows you how much adrenaline means and just momentum in general.
So Emo here on the Storm up against this Queen of Pain. Emo, Storm, always a great hero for him, but how does the matchup bode for him?
Well, it's usually pretty quad favored, at least early on. But if you make one mistake as a quap and you like somehow die, like Storm will really snowball, gets a fast orchid, and then your feet on the map, then be really careful. It's a very volatile matchup. Like whoever wins the lane is probably gonna get the orchid faster, and then it's scary time for the other guy. But it's pretty easy for Storm, just because his range is pretty... pretty hard for Storm, because his range is pretty low. He's always gonna get a Shadow Strike on you. Doing very well himself though, so far.
Yeah, we see matchups like this where you're not really as favored on your hero, but when you're a much better and more refined mid laner, you kind of get away with it, and that's something that we can potentially see here with Emo against Zone. And we've watched great performances for Emo. It's just the little things that have fallen apart for IG, and I don't want to harp on it and continue to knock them down while they're trying to get themselves back up, but it is a big factor for their results. It's where they're at.
Yeah. If you win the lane but you can't transition it into a good mid game, it's a big problem.
Denied.
JT on this Death Prophet, very popular pick for the Chinese region, but overall not a JT hero I really think of when I'm thinking of JT and what he plays.
Yeah. And we've seen there were like some unfamiliarity potentially here and there with DP, like running into 4 or 5 heroes thinking he's really tanky but gets taken out instantly. Exorcism gone, which is a big portion of the damage early on.
LWW in some trouble. Good shards, the tag team, the Spirit Siphon, all there for him with a Crypt Swarm and a right-click finish for Frisk. Taking out LWW, the former Aster Ares star, now here on this Phoenix roster.
Yeah, nice shots to set up the block. It's a lot of damage coming out from those right-clicks, of course. That lane is really rough to play against. Like DP always wants to have one of those +4s, like the brawler type, where you just stand in front.
No doubt.
All right, goodbye, sir.
Doesn't pop the clarity and the salve, so he'll just kill himself, go back to full health, full mana. YP and Ali, a couple right clicks between the two, and well, YP has to walk this away, not really too healthy. He does have that salve, and now his regen is non-existent except for the mana. He's got 2 mangoes.
Korea's coming out though, so maybe there's some more regen on there. But yeah, Silencer is also completely out of resources. Do you like the Silencer pick? I actually think it's really good against Bane in general. Like wherever that grip comes from, it's just global silence. And then that's that. It's pretty good against Quap as well, but of course if Nightstalker gets a good game, which right now he's having pretty much free farm, Silencer's gonna be a feat. Like he activates that darkness, jumps on you.
We don't
really help you.
We don't have like a big sample size for the Silencer, and the one game we saw it really just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of reserving my judgment at the moment on how I feel about Silencer, because it seems like, and it's only 2 picks, but maybe it's finding itself a spot in the meta in China.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it's a good hero. It's definitely a good hero. It's just a very flimsy, very hard to play hero. Sure, everyone says just press R, lol. It's easy, but you know, early game impact, teamfight impact. Like you don't just want to be a global silence, because if you are, it's not worth the pick.
Whoa! Gosh, M77 almost going down.
What was it, a 10 health?
Something close to that.
The mid lane is worrying though. Like Quap is actually losing to Storm right now, and Storm is a very strong hero against that Quap. Because if you have the global, well not global, but very long range initiation with that early Orchid, very tough to survive.
And that's something that I think we're going to see here, and this is going to give an example on whether or not the communication is better for IG, because I can only assume in my head that we'll see, say, a Ball Lightning that wants to have a global behind it as he hits that connection point with some of these heroes, especially that Quap. You Ball Lightning in, you don't want him to blink out. Give me that global silence, let me get this Vortex and pull him in and make sure I can get this kill.
Yeah, especially if Quap chooses to build the Yules. Like you Orchid him first, he Yules himself, and you can global during the Yules for some reason. He's still gonna get silenced, and yeah, could lead to some good combo kills.
So there are a lot of things here that could definitely turn into some communication things, and it's always something that we're looking at, especially now with IG and how they've been performing. Queen of Pain though, despite the fact that the CS was behind, leading in net worth.
Yeah, you have to buy so many consumables on Storm, like healing salves and clarities and whatnot, to sustain the lane. But yeah, it's to be expected that Storm loses the lane at least a little bit. The PL is worrying though.
Good Bramble Maze, laid out, and throwing in a couple of right clicks. Not really much damage coming through after the Bramble Maze and the Void were out from Phoenix. Both these heroes in the mid lane now level 6, both very mobile mids. See what they want to do, if they're going to gank somewhere. We haven't really seen much in terms of pressure just yet from either side. The one kill for IG obviously coming bottom, and then Tusk sacrificed himself to the tower. So Phoenix really don't have themselves the legitimate kill at the moment.
Ooh, oh, he got the rune. Emo misjudged a little bit, didn't jump far enough. There should have been a dead Bane there.
A bit short.
Yeah. Usually we don't really see those mistakes from players like Emo.
Yeah, he's very confident on Storm, so it's a bit surprising to see him kind of misjudge moving in on that.
Yeah, which also results in him losing the bounty rune, so no bottle refill at all for the Storm. And they do actually have pretty decent ways of dealing with PL until like super late. Like even once he has the heart, they will still have the Morphling, waveform attacks target, which can be pretty strong. You have the Quap AoE damage. It's gonna be tough if it gets like really late, but PL can definitely be stopped in this game.
Right.
Unless he like snowballs completely out of control, which hopefully doesn't happen for Phoenix.
I think we always look at these morphs. There's been a lot of comparisons happening. We've seen Shiro, we've seen Fly, and now we're seeing M77 on it. Morph's been a very prioritized carry in this region, but one that really hasn't found a lot of success at times, and is worrying when we see these Morphlings come in the safe lane.
Yeah, I'm also like, is he gonna go? Yeah, okay. He's gonna go for that Manta build, not for the Lincolns, because so many people just blindly build as Lincolns, where it makes no sense. Like, you need Manta this game. Like 3 silences potentially. They have 3 heroes down here now. They can't really kill the Morph. Unless
as long as he's got that
silence.
Yeah, as long as he's got that waveform, he's got a way out of this, right? They're gonna exorcism.
Just wanna pressure the tower, huh?
They'll push M77 back, and that'll leave LWW available to potentially get killed here. He'll Nightmare himself. They've got the silence on the Bane.
Big one.
And LWW gets a brain tap before he goes down. The waveform forward, looking over at Chris. Needs one more shot, but here's Emo with a vortex. They'll take out M77, and it's 2 kills here for IG. A rotation from Zone. YP's down here too. Exorcism still going for about a 1/4 of the duration. Spirit Siphon trying to force Zone back. They're going to get TP out from this Night Stalker. So JT committing to this. Curse Crown, Sonic Wave, the damage being dealt here. They get the kill to Zone. They end up losing Ollie and Frisk. Now they look over at JT. They'll have LWW back into the fight as the Nightmare comes through into JT. They'll slow him down. He doesn't have a lot of mana to play with. And eventually falls to Shining, who made the rotation. So IG, yes, they get a lot of kills, but they give up a lot on the back end of that fight.
Yeah, at least they got the Quap, which was a pretty important kill. But yeah, like, overstaying again. Just like last time that we've seen. You know, you get the Morph kill, just be happy. Why do you need to die for that Quap? You know, he has a blink, it's very hard, very elusive hero to kill. They end up getting him, but they lose 3 for it. It's not really worth it at all.
Yeah, you force him to come bottom, you force him out of where he wants to be in terms of farming. He comes by, you've messed up his position, you got more, take it. Just go.
Why did you go for more? That's exactly how they lost the last series.
Both series, I think, is a bit of overcommitment.
Yeah, for sure.
Snowball, Ball Lightning, and Zone doing a lot of damage. This kill out of the Quap is going to be big. Frisk also will get denied by Emo. He remembers to just make sure he gets that kill. They found Ollie, though, and with YP here, looks like Ollie's dead on his screen already. And yeah, he'll drop to YP.
Very good Quap kill though. He was snowballing, so his orchid timing would have been pretty damn strong. Now that he died twice, he's almost on par again. Nightstalker's the big one right now though. He's really scary. Like, if he ever jumps on top of the Storm with the Blink Dagger and the Crippling Fear, you don't know how long a counter plays until you get your BKB.
Avoiding that Shadow Strike.
Who gets the region? Who gets the region? Oh, Kane. Potentially even better.
A lot of mana to play with, but he'll Ball Lightning past the Bramble Maze, and Ollie will lose a smoke and a clarity. That's great.
Gave away the ward position though.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Having that vision, make sure they can get the courier, but it does give it away. We'll see. IG just take care of that, and yeah, Ollie immediately takes away the ward vision.
I think you kill my courier, I kill you.
Curse, Emo, thinking about moving forward. They've got the Vortex. He's looking for the damage. Now they've got the silence from the last word, and it looks like Zone's going to die for the 3rd time. Curse Crown on Emo, the TP and M77, the Ball Lightning away, but Curse Crown pops. Got the Shadow Strike. There's the Bramble Maze locking him down, and no deny. YP will get that kill onto Emo and take away a 3-time spree.
The Darkness as well.
Use that ult on Shining, going after JT and Frisk. Not really a lot of damage that they can output, or that Shining can output on these two heroes.
Zone had a really strong beginning, but now he kind of had a blunder 3 times in a row. His network is really starting to suffer.
He could have pulled very far away, and instead now he's below where Fly is and only a couple hundred gold ahead of Emo.
Yeah, he could be potentially at around 6k net worth almost if he was snowballing. And this is a game where Quap can definitely be the one to really hard carry you, but IG doing a very good job at really exploiting the blink cooldown. It's so long on number 1.
Exorcism again, good shards, double block, Walrus Punch. They've got the silence out of both these heroes. Shining, not really gonna make it too far away. The Exorcism, the snowball, it's all onto this Night Stalker and Frisk. With the help of JT, they'll claim that kill. And JT gets the credit. Meanwhile, over to the side, LWW falls to Emo, who's making more movement and getting them a second kill. 8-6 IG.
Yeah, very strong rotations, and they should also be securing the safe lane tower. PL hasn't really been bullied out of the safe lane at all. He's very high in the net worth. That's not where Phoenix want him to be.
They really haven't touched Fly at all.
Yeah, once he gets his diffusal, it's gonna be tough. The only AoE spell they have is the Quap Wave and the Scream.
It's
not looking good for Phoenix right now. They're leading in net worth still a little bit, but the heroes are really ill-equipped right now to deal with that PL.
Yeah, and it may not get that much easier with the way the net worths are going, especially this Queen of Pain, like we've been just harping on for a little bit, how it's felt like Quap's game is kind of slowed down a lot. Still top 3 in the net worth, though.
Yeah, but the big question mark is how much impact can Morphling have? Because he's hard countered already, and he's on the bottom of the net worth, of the course.
YP actually has so much gold. Why did net worth just change like that?
I mean, just now? It's because people reconnected, I think.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, it's bugged sometimes.
Okay.
If there was a big change, I didn't really look at it, but yeah.
It was just, I believe, the 2 dire supports swap positions. But yeah, YP's got a lot of farm, has an urn. Actually been involved quite a bit, it seems like, and these Bramble Mazes have really, the way he's lining them up, you get a stun, he locks the Bramble Maze, it comes up and immediately roots, and it feels like YP's been doing a good job there with Dark Thrill.
Radiant's bottom tower has
I'm surprised that they're not trying to trade towers. They're just letting the PL push out the lane repeatedly, and they're not caring too much about what he's doing. Although he's going to be the biggest problem, so they should probably start worrying a little bit more.
Yeah, Fly now reaching the top of that net worth, and see if and when they do anything to this Phantom Lancer to have a free game like this. It just gives Fly all the tools to find success. And you know, yes, we've talked about the problems that Fly has had at times, especially on that Morphling, but you give him an advantage, and you know, he really knows how to utilize it. He is been consistent in the past. The question is, what are we going to see from him now? And what is he going to do with this Phantom Lancer to the 20-minute mark? Global silence. That is top to get zone. Fly getting that kill. Yeah, he's got the diffusal. He has the global. No more mana left, and they get another kill onto the Queen of Pain.
Yeah. Pop's game is, I don't want to say it's over, but like it's 0.
Well, now they're going for the Night Stalker. Shining!
Yep.
He is in trouble. They've got the silence in. Nightmare trying to save him. He'll survive for a second longer, but the Spirit Siphon of the kill is there for Ali. LWW with Brain Sap, but he's behind the tier 2 tower.
Nice.
And will eventually fall to the Crypt Swarm of JT. So this is the IG that we kind of expected to see from week 1, and you know, with the consistencies, with the communication, because that is a sign of communication working.
Middle tower
The pace is just too fast right now from IG. And Phoenix can't deal with it at all. And Quap is a very big snowball here, getting a kill like that. Sure, you had to use your global, but the PL gets all the experience, all the gold. Doesn't really have a game anymore in Quap. He started like, I think, what, like a 1k ahead of the Storm?
Yeah.
Now he's bottom of the net worth. They got so many kills on him.
Yeah, died 4 times, 1, 4, and 3.
Yeah, and as you said, this IG is looking pretty crisp right now. Sure, they overstayed against ones, but other than that, not really too many misplays.
Yeah, the communication up top is something that I really wanted to note, because I think that is just, it's the little things like that, the global silence into the you know, he just picked up his defusal. So there is the communication there that it's like, hey, I just got my defusal. Queen of Pain's showing. Give me a global, I'll get the kill. Boom. Yeah. There it is.
We don't want to put too much stock in it because that's like matchmaking communication also, you know? It's like, hey, picked up diffu, can you global when I go on him? He's like, okay.
I put stock in it. Nobody ever tells me when they got defusal in my games. They're just like, where's my global, dude? And I'm like, you didn't tell me to use it.
Yeah, that's where they expect you to just look all the time.
I am looking around the map a lot, but, you know.
Not at that time.
Then then I'm looking up top, and then I die, and then they're like, you're beating. I'm like, not.
And then you're like, you say you're not, but in reality, you know, yeah, I am.
You know, I've noticed I only average about like 5 deaths on my 5. Does that mean I'm not doing enough, though? Is that like a sign maybe I'm not getting in there?
That depends.
I do play Ancient Apparition almost really all the time.
Maybe it's time you play against my my Spectre then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come find you everywhere.
Yeah, well, you're just gonna get an Ags and kill me. My game would be over, but people in my bracket aren't smart. They don't play Spectre in lane.
They might be smart, just street smart.
Yeah.
Dire's top
not
tower
smart.
is under attack.
Finally gonna trade the tower though.
Stupendous!
I just
Took a while.
Radiant's
don't
middle
know
tower
right
is
now
under
what
attack.
Phoenix's game plan really is.
Tower has fallen.
They haven't used a single grip yet. Darkness has been off cooldown for a long time. It's just all but IG. Like, IG recognizes very well that if they just stay together as like 4 people, this Night Stalker can't really do a whole lot.
Middle tower has
You
fallen.
can like fly into a team fight, but you really want to
Dire's
fly
top
into an
tower
exorcism
is under attack.
and into a DP.
Yeah, where you fly into one of the heroes and there's Tusk ready to snowball, blow everybody away, and hold them still until your silence is gone.
Yeah, IG is playing this game really, really well. They recognize exactly what Phoenix is good at, and they don't give that to them. Same thing with Bane. You kind of want to find this like solo pick-off, not giving it to them. The only one that showed was the PL, not the easiest kill on the planet.
Dire's courier has been
It's really starting to acquire a lot of gold.
And as a PL, that is very, very scary. He's not supposed to be this rich at this point.
Dire's structures
Wait,
are
that was
fortified.
Dark Willow getting Axe?
No.
Yeah.
No way.
I think it was YP. Yeah, he's going Axe.
Oh, you mean getting axe? I thought you meant he got axe.
No. He's going to get Axe.
Which is very interesting because it's not really a PL counter or anything.
JT just accepting the Shadow Strike.
He almost has his BKB. Once that's up, I actually don't know how to kill him. Be a tough cookie to swallow. Is that what I was saying?
Tough pill to swallow.
Tough pill to swallow.
Cookies, I mean, unless you're eating one of those jumbo chocolate chip cookies.
I like macadamia nut.
Or, you know, you get a very dry almond biscuit, no coffee. Very tough cookie to swallow.
Well, I did tell you to wait.
Dire's top tower
tell you
is
to
under
wait.
attack.
Tried my hardest. 2K lead, 5-5 now in the bottom of the map. Going into the Banta after this
Radiant's
defusal blade.
bottom
Put the
tower
pressure
is
on the
under
tier 2
attack.
bottom. Frisk is also here,
Dire's
ready for a
top
TP.
tower is under
Nice
attack.
They
coming
can't
over.
give up this tower. Surely they won't give up this tower for free. There's no exorcism even. Like if they give up this tower and they don't trade for like a Roshan or something, they're in really big trouble. Because they're okay.
They're smoking,
Radiant's
but
bottom
if they lose this
tower is
fight-
under
IG's
attack.
ready. And
they gotta
Radiant's
win this fight. They
structures
got
are
to win this
fortified.
fight. Otherwise, it might just be over. Right, they recognize that.
Smoke
Oh,
breaks.
Ollie, wow.
Ollie, he's got the Shadow Amulet, but they're ready with the Sentry. They're going to find themselves this Silencer. Ooh, he stays alive. They kind of ignore him for a moment to go and look for more. Ollie accepts his death. Never used the Global Silence. They've got the root onto Fly. Slowing down the Cursed Crown. Fly. Cursed Crown's going to pop in a second away for him, and he's just dead. All of a sudden, they give him the Phantom Lancer. IG never really looking to fight till now. They've got the script going to JT. They've got the Walrus Punch coming out on M77. The Global Silence comes out from Ollie, who bought back. Now they look over. M77, he ends up dead. There goes OWW. Emo's looking for the rest. Sonic Wave hits Frisk, doesn't hit Emo though. So the Storm Spirit's going to be able to continue on forward, looking for Shining, getting the kill. He's got a double. Snowball in, Yule's up into the air. Can they get this kill on a zone? And it's a Crypt Swarm that will finish off zone, and JT now dominating. So they let Fly die, and then they turn it all around even without the Phantom Lancer.
They let him die because Exorcism was on a very, very small cooldown, so like 2 or 3 seconds to go.
Radiant's
So it was a
bottom
worthy
tower is
sacrifice.
under attack.
And you can see why DP is so popular. He didn't even have to pop his BKB. He did so much passive damage.
Yeah.
And Storm, of course, with another Arcane Rune, a little bit
bottom
lucky
tower
perhaps,
has
but
fallen.
makes perfect usage of it. And yeah, like if you lose a fight without the PL contributing at all to this capacity, you probably don't feel too good about your chances in this game right now.
No, it's very scary that you're losing fights without one of the most farmed heroes in the game. Now it's JT balling through. Look at the Morphwing Snowball, Walrus Punch, Mike Tyson knockout coming through from Frisk.
Yeah, a little bit slow to Manta there. But sometimes, you know, you're like, we do want to get the last hit. Slow on the button.
Scanning.
Don't be greedy.
Don't be greedy.
What does he pay for it?
But yeah, at this level, like, you really need to be quick on the button because Emo's not gonna mess around, you know. Like, if you give him a chance to, he's gonna kill you.
Dire's top tower
Probably
is under
the
attack.
Best Storm in China. Hard to argue against that.
Ori in his prime was a good Storm, right? When he was playing for, well, when he was playing for Vici, I just remember back ago he was prime time with that Storm, but
Prime Ori,
yeah,
like Prime Superman.
but yeah, I guess Storm right now, maybe nothing to say is up there.
Yeah, but his Storm is very different, right? Like, he doesn't play in the same way that Emo does. He's more reserved.
Certainly a different style.
He likes to gank much more. And they smoke up again. I mean, they have to because they know IG can just play the farming game, no problem. Exorcism on cooldown.
Yeah.
Probably the best shot you get, but like, your Morphin is really under-farmed as well. Yeah, well, they're going to the triangle. Exorcism is back off cooldown again. And they're ready too. They smoked up, global silence up. Gonna be a tough fight to take. They gotta burst the silencer somehow before the fight starts, would be the best case scenario, so they don't have the global, they can grip perhaps the Storm that goes into the back line. But they don't have the damage to go through BKB right now. They can't kill this DP who's dealing all the damage.
They gripped the Death Prophet last time and it just never worked out. He had Exorcism going anyway.
They just go rogue actually. Like, it's only a 4 or 5k lead right now, but it really feels almost double. Yeah, it's surmountable for them. The draft was really, like, this last PL just put too hard of a timer on you. It's very scary to play in games where you know if the enemy just farms away, you're gonna lose. It puts, like you make so many more mistakes and everything, you know?
Right.
Just this mental pressure.
How can they deal with this pressure? What are their game plans for this? And it doesn't seem like they have many options.
Yeah, actually that was one of our strategies when I was in VG. When we played against like one of those quote-unquote not so high caliber teams, we would just always put the clock on them because we already know that they're not as refined, so they are naturally gonna make more mistakes.
Falling in. Ooh, nightmare, but we'll see if it even matters. The Walrus Punch into the air. They've got the 3-man silence from the Night Stalker, but it doesn't matter. Shining still goes down to Emo, who's now dominating.
Yep. What is your answer? Nothing. They're just farming away more.
Dire's structures.
Were there any games like that when you were at ESO in New York?
Dire's bottom tower.
I only bring up
is
that
under
event
attack.
specifically because I was there.
No, because like all those teams were very, very strong,
Radiant's
right?
top tower is
But we
under
did
attack.
first pick my TB and AM every game.
Yeah,
I was like, hey Black, what do you want to play? TB or AM? I was like, whatever, not bad.
What was it? It was you guys, Navi, Secret, North American Rejects, Cloud9, Alliance, EG, and then one more.
Yeah, we played against EG in the final. Was pretty hype.
Oh, and then VG.
Yeah. The first land win. He morphed on it. Wow, Vortex there would have been dead.
And M77 trying to run. Snowball comes through. They hit the Walrus. A lot of damage coming through. Do they have enough? Adaptive strike. The waveform. The attempted TP out, and he should be fine. Will be free to leave.
Good escape. At the same time, though, it's time you spend not farming on the Morphling, whereas PL is farming. He's 13k net worth right now. It's ridiculous. Like, people forget how fast PL with items can actually farm. Like, this Phantom Rush is a very strong farming steroid.
It's 13. Okay, wow.
The 40 edge you get from it is nothing to laugh at.
I really don't know what this Dark Will is going to make of this Ags.
I mean, you have a lot of single target damage, but they're going to have 2 BKBs and a Phantom Lancer, which your single target damage is nice, but what can you do? Because you don't have the best stuns either. The only stun you have is a Fiend's Grip.
And Curse Crown, maybe.
Or Terrorize, if you can get it, but like the silencer pick here is so scary because your best disable is just completely worthless. Like, he's not going to global unless you grip or you get a kill on the Bane.
Yeah. There's the BKB now for Emo.
Yeah. what to do.
Dire are
WCYD.
scanning.
Can you do?
They're smoked up as 4,
Yeah.
showing the Phantom Lancer over mid, but let's see if anybody is aware of this on Phoenix. Actually, they don't go up towards top.
They were not aware, but they don't go.
Radiant
They just wanna
are scanning.
push out of the tower.
They found the Dark Willow. They've got the silence. They'll have the damage to get the kill on the YP to get away a 3-time streak. And they will get the 3-man silence from Shining, but it just doesn't matter.
What was this? Like, he goes in 1v5?
Right, okay.
And yeah, now you have your axe on Willow, but you get orchided and then
Radiant's
it is
middle
dead.
tower is under attack. Radiant's
They might
middle
just want to go
tower
high ground here,
has
to be
fallen.
honest. Like, PL's hard, I believe. It's about to fly out. Storms over the Aegis. What is your counterplay? You use Darkness already. Night Stalker is gonna be no impact next team fight. They still have Exorcism. They're gonna pop momentarily, probably.
Is under attack.
Yeah. That's a rough one, Phoenix here.
I don't really see their openings. And no Night Stalker.
Radiant's middle tower
For 9 more
has fallen.
seconds, Bramble Mace comes out. The damage from YP, okay. 3,200 gold well spent. And there's the Doppelganger again. Thinking about the Terrorize, YP will throw it out, and it only hits on a fly.
Here I am.
Okay. Forky comes through. They will go for the Bane. They've got the Snowball coming in. They should be able to get the kill on the LWW. Emo looking for more. They'll buy back on the Bane. They want to make something happen. They've got the stun out onto the Tusk of Frisk with the Cursed Crown. They still have the Aegis for 30 seconds. Emo on the run. Shining going in and finally pops it.
Might
A
dive though.
Fly, yeah, he's moving forward, going for this Night Stalker. The Nightmare will keep him alive for a second longer, but it's inevitable that he will die. Shining dead to Fly. No Night Stalker for 43 seconds, and they're going to use this Exorcism to look over bottom. LWW steps forward for a second, but it's really not the best spot for him to be in with Fly able to just jump him in a second. First crown onto an illusion, and now you're lacking that lockdown for a couple more seconds.
He's not losing any health on the PL. He's primarily full. They can't even do those illusions there, driving them back to the fountain. Yeah, Exorcism is taking direct.
Options are
Very limited.
Yeah.
Very limited. Like you're playing tennis, but your opponent, like, has broken arm and
6-0,
leg.
5-0, and you're down to your last game.
Yeah. It's
This is something, though,
a
that
PL game.
I respect from IG, and maybe it's something they noticed. They back up without going in and diving and giving anything up.
Yeah, just wait for your cooldowns. There's no need to risk anything. Once the Exo's up again, like, worst case scenario is that like Phoenix smokes into them and then they win the game of that. And best case scenario, just wait for the Exorcism, go high ground again, and
Right.
you know. But Phoenix has to do something. Like, it's all on them now. If they wait for all the cooldowns to come up, cooldown, then you just lose. Which they don't really have many options, unfortunately, to even be aggressive. They've got to make something happen now before Exo is off cooldown, really. It's like the last chance. They just finished the E-Blade as well. Maybe they can make some magic happen, burst the guy. And they recognize that, so
Do smoke, yeah.
let's go.
We'll see if they can do
Frisk
anything
is
with
in
this. Yeah, he's in the right spot to break the smoke.
His Pink Taker too.
There's the silence with the Shard of Stone.
Still alive,
They've got
still
the
alive.
Brood. He is still alive. Uses that snowball, but he ends up getting hit with Bramble Maze. They will come for the BKB pop by Emo. Emo taking a lot of damage here, so he needs to be very careful. LWW finally falls.
Emo
Ball
don't
lightning is over to this Night Stalker, and they get the Terrorize out onto 1. M77 TP's out, and Phoenix getting away just barely. I feel like this game was on the verge of
Radiant's
just
middle barracks are under attack.
popping. That fight was very close to ending.
Yeah, I mean, at
Radiant's
least
middle
you got
barracks has
Frisk, but it's not what you were looking for, right? And you expanded all of your cooldowns. And now, IG's cooldowns, like the Exorcism at least, is going to be ready again. How do you defend your last Rex?
Very,
Storm is going to heal.
very, very difficult.
TP to the mid lane. Probably just go 5-man top. I mean, if they want to play super safe, they can wait for the next Roshan if they really want to. Which, honestly, they might be inclined to after the last couple of series. We've seen them just overextend left and right. Nice, still no BKB. Minute 28. Rough.
200 gold away from it, but he's, you know, struggling.
I'm very surprised he didn't disassemble his Echo Saber. That's what most people would do. You disassemble the Echo Saber into that fast BKB.
Buy back into it.
Yeah.
Damage from YP was there in that last fight. He almost killed him.
Yeah, and then you press BKB though, and then...
Surprise. 5-5 moving forward, they've got the Orchid out on a YP. That is him and his axe gone, but the 5 back LWW not going to be so fortunate as he's dead for 34 seconds. They use the Sonic Wave, but it doesn't really give them much. 2 for free on IG.
Regional Storm, gonna go back to full. Have to be careful shining if you get
caught, he's in trouble. And it's that BKB that he just got that he ends up popping. He goes after JT. They really want to move in on this. There's the E-Blade, but BKB's been popped by JT. So, IG, they're ready to reset back up and go again. So they're kind of posturing with that with 5-5 over in the trees. However, they do just go to the high ground and maybe even let Phoenix come to that.
Yeah, that's really all they gotta do. They have zero pressure on IG. Like, this PL is not at all full slotted. He can always get bigger. You're just growing your lead slowly and steadily. PLs, 3 PLs, 4 PLs, a lot of PLs.
Could be problematic.
PL as a hero concept is so weird. It's nice, but it's also so annoying when you play against it. But as an observer, it's kind of funny. Illusion is driving the entire enemy team back to the fountain.
And then the PL yourself, super strong.
Yeah. And 20 seconds until the Roshan. It's super obvious though because all lanes are pushing in, of course, but it's really the only play they have.
They use that ult, they're gonna look to maybe get something, but it's hard for Shiny to get in there. All he's got is the second saber and the BKB. They look to try and get this kill onto the Queen of Pain. They've got the Global Silence coming out now. There's not really much that they can do on the side of Phoenix to support this Queen of Pain. They get the kill on his own. The look over the ball line. He comes out onto LWW, and now a double kill for Emo. They've got the Exorcism. They've got the BKB popped by JT. E-Blade thrown over from M77 onto Shining, so he's able to walk away for a second, but they've got the Silence with the Orchid coming out for the Dark Willow. YP goes down. The Silence is there. It's onto the Night Stalker. Kill off Shining. Triple kill and godlike for Emo, and GG is called by Phoenix. IG will take game number 1 in what seemed to be a very simple game.
Very one-sided, unfortunately. Like the last few PLs put way too much pressure on Phoenix. They had a very good early game, especially the quad, but it kind of just fell apart because Emo, every time the zone blinked anywhere, he was just completely ready. Jumped on top of him, they had the Global Silence to follow up as well. And it was just really the IG game plan. And the way they were always running on his farm. What is that?
Emo eating
Snack?
A snack, a ravioli maybe.
This is you, Phoenix.
Bite their heads off.
Yeah, like just the game plan of IG was so good. Like they always walked around as 4, only the
regardless, diving the tier 2s, turning plays that look dangerous for him into call an ambulance. Not me.
It's also the fact that, with the Storm Spirit, unlike the SF that you picked the other day, you start losing that lane, you can just retreat into the jungle and do reasonably well, and your game's not ever it is for SF. So I like this much better. Back to the classics for Emo, and I hope I see him on a Spirit for this next game. We see a quick 2-0 for IG because they need it right now.
Nah, pick something else. Come on. It's playing against Phoenix. It's time for a confidence booster, Just have some fun with the next draft. Honestly, like if you're playing the series and the team morale might be a little bit low, we've seen perhaps some emotional cracks within this team. It's time to have some fun. It's time to remind you that you got some ball players. You can play some ball of Dota. And you can play some ball, just have some fun with it. Absolutely.
I think that's how you ran into the SF problem. You thought you were
that was against RNG, man. Like, you don't do that versus RNG. You can do that versus Phoenix. You can. I think honestly, I think it's really important that you can, remind your team as the drafter, or the captain, or coach. You remind your team how good they are, and you say we can go off the wall a little bit. I know, Liz, you're the one with pro experience. Do you agree with my mentality, or am I an idiot?
Radiant
with some experience, but never with. I was never good enough to just mess around in good tournaments, right?
You were the hard worker. And then your team went off and got drunk after the replays that you were trying to watch.
I was the one. Man, I hope they pick something stupid.
Alrighty, well, we do have the draft available, so let's jump into it and find out what's going to happen in game number 2 between IG and Phoenix Gaming. Yeah. I'm trying to get that IG announcer job. Invictus.
Radiant team ban.
I can't be that guy. I got Steve's golden voice.
He's the one who did Earthshaker, right?
Yeah, I think so. Him, the old ones. Yeah. I want to my wedding if someone actually chooses to marry me, which I thought they will.
It will happen one day.
Thanks, man.
It will happen.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay.
Shot
my shot.
It's kind of out of your league there.
Yeah, I know. I was shooting high.
So Phoenix open up with the Bane Morphling. We've seen this. Was it from them? Or is it eHome actually opens up with the same way? Bane Morphling against in the first stage, and they ban out the AA and the PL. Something out of their book. And the IG open up with the same stuff that Prophet does. Why not? If it's not broken,
don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
Yeah, they said that in the Art of War. Yeah.
Was that written in the Art of War? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Did you read the Art of War?
I can read, yeah.
I'm not sure that was a question, but yes.
Close enough.
Quick the topic here. Morphling, and then you ban out the PL, you ban out the Ancient Apparition. Do you think they're too far on the back foot here on Phoenix? Because it just feels incredibly reactionary to what they were running previously on IG.
So,
is it all done, or what?
In their previous 2 games, in their previous 2 series when they played against the other teams, so they got wrecked twice by Tinker because they were like, we don't need to ban that. And then in the other series, Think versus eHome, they didn't ban the Morph twice, and they got wrecked by a Morph twice. So they're finally realizing that maybe we should start banning heroes that beat us because we might not have as good a read on them as perhaps we once thought.
They're protecting these 2 heroes with nice bans, right? The AA, the PL, the Silencer, that's all literally just let us play our game.
Don't 2 heroes opening, but then 3 completely different bans. That's something which I highlighted in the last draft, that those 3 bans are very surprising from them. So good job, Phoenix. Thumbs up from me.
This time from IG, when you look at this Disruptor, it's a very strong position 5. It's popular at the moment. The glimpse is nice versus both of these heroes on top, but it's not as game-breaking as the Silencer in the last game or the PL. It's strong, but it doesn't make your game impossible. Phoenix's game was impossible in that last game, in that last draft. But Legion as well banned out, right, versus the Disruptor.
Yeah, so they've covered their bases there. The strongest position 3 against the Disruptor in lane has been taken care of. My only issue is that Phoenix is now forced to pick 2 heroes. They'll have to reveal their hand. I feel like at that point, IG will just pick them apart. I feel like they're trying to home in on too many issues that they've had in their previous games instead of playing their own draft here. And against a team as good as IG, I think you need to play for, the late game and
Radiant team
give them as
pick.
little opening as possible.
Yeah, it's you're completely right, but look at Mars. He's sitting up straight, just like Nomad always does. Standing up straight. You good there, Nomad?
10 seconds.
Yeah, sorry.
remaining.
I'm having some chair issues, but you guys can't see it.
I thought you were just that small for a
5
moment.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
I didn't realize anything was wrong. Mars is something we were surprised that we didn't see picked up in the last series. Is JT and Shining both value this quite a bit. It's an incredibly safe pick.
What box?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No,
It's no branding.
There's no branding, right?
Invictus
JT,
Gaming's
you're
turn
just
to
slick man.
Yeah, he's taking the big bucks, isn't he? He's like, yeah. Come on, guys. I'm like, I've got a brand, give me the big money, and I'll plonk my mug down right in front of the camera for the viewers. Don't worry.
It's
Another paycheck, another letter down.
Yeah.
it's the new
10 seconds
football
remaining.
players pulling up their shirts, running around after a goal. That's very
5
cool.
seconds remaining.
Okay, from Phoenix, like I love their draft. Everything is coming together nicely. This time around, it's looking way better.
Where's your AOE?
You have enough damage even right now. You can follow up with the mid laner that helps out a little bit in that
Radiant
department.
team banned.
But the synergies are fully there. It looks pretty solid with Mars Arena, with the Dark Willow Terrorize, Morphling Bane, obviously a strong lane later on. Morphling can take over the game. I feel like it's pretty solid, much better than the first game.
Yeah.
Emo and
10
Zone do look very
seconds
similar,
remaining.
don't they? I think they do.
5 seconds
But, if you
remaining.
spike Terra on Zone, I think it'd be a mirror matchup. Interesting. Maybe he's a protege. Maybe it's his long-lost brother.
Just like him.
Like TI Grand Finals, maybe against each other. I'm your brother.
Invictus Gaming's
I can't
turn
fight you
to
anymore.
ban.
I feel like you stole that from a certain, popular video game series.
Nah, I've never been done before.
Okay.
Entirely original.
Yeah.
Void Spirit. It's a spirit. Do you like it?
Yes, I like it. I think, Phoenix should prioritize winning mid lane and shutting down Emo, because if you manage to
10
get an early
seconds
egg and
remaining.
Scepter when you're playing the Dark Willow and the Bane, it's going to be very easy for you to
5
jump the back
seconds
line,
remaining.
silence up both these heroes. They're not going to be able
Radiant
to
team
do
back.
anything to defend themselves, and everything's just going to kind of fall apart. So mid lane needs to be prioritized. They need to rotate Dark Willow into the mid lane as much as possible. With the Mars, it's somewhat easy to do, but again, they need to pick up a favorable matchup here. I'm not sure what that is, but
10
thankfully we do have
seconds
Blizzard.
remaining.
Hello. Favorable match versus.
You shut down this Void Spirit for anything else with your red pick.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have too many heroes that have played on mid that completely crush them any longer, right? But even the heroes that are good for Phoenix and good with Mars at the moment aren't necessarily that great versus IG. We've seen a lot of Lena picks as of late, but something tells me that Phoenix will go for something maybe a bit more standard. There is an option for them to go with the last remaining spirits. That's played on mid at least often, that's Ember. But I wouldn't mind just
Invictus
seeing something
Gaming's turn
tanky
to
and up
ban.
front that can help them take towers. It's interesting that Phoenix are the ones that ban out Monkey King, because that was a possible option when it comes to the hero that you talked about, but very greedy. I don't think they would have drafted it.
Yeah, when you already have the Morphling here, and I feel like
10 seconds
the mid laner
remaining.
needs to be somewhat active in this one, be able to chase the Void Spirit
5
around if he
seconds
tries to
remaining.
leave the lane and go
Is
to the
Puck
jungle.
still in the? There you go. Like Puck is a
Radiant
possible
team.
option. He's still in the pool. You're
Hey.
playing into a disruptor. It's a problem, but it's a very solid hero versus Void Spirit.
I was going to say TA or Death Prophet. TA is now gone. Is it possible we see the Death Prophet mid? No, because IG have already picked it. Good job. Good job.
The TA being like I love the comedic relief that you give us. No,
Yeah,
like
you know,
you're really
I'm-
working
I'm-
hard.
Exactly. Just earning my paycheck. You're welcome, everyone.
Add no for the game. No,
All right,
but
I think
I
it's
see the amount of notes that you have prepared on that thing. It is impressive. One of these days, I'm gonna grab it from you. And we'll see what you can
You
do.
can just read it as pure garbage.
Yeah.
Invictus
My mind
Gaming
is just focused on
turn to
puck like it was on PL in that last game, and they go with the Ember.
yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
said one of the Spirit heroes is
Yeah.
possible, but I feel like it doesn't win the mid hard enough. Sure, Void Spirit can't break his Flame Guard at level 1 anymore, just because I believe the pole does, 110 versus the shield
10
being
seconds
120
remaining.
damage at the first level. But I
5
feel like,
seconds remaining.
it doesn't dominate this Void Spirit hard enough in the lane. The Void Spirit's still going to be able to see us reasonably well.
You're playing your own game, right?
Yeah.
He will have farm, but so should you, and it comes down to who makes the right moves after the laning stage. Phoenix, they just go with the Wraith King. Wraith King, that Prophet, I feel like it's my favorite duo of the meta. It doesn't matter where they're laned and how they're laned. I just love this combination of Wraith King and that Prophet.
We've seen it a lot.
We've seen it a lot, and they've lost a bunch too, but I still like it. Just the way the heroes work, the way they synergize, the fact that you can have this carry that's up front and doesn't care if he gets jumped on, and then that Prophet as well that's right behind taking the tower. Objective-based gaming becomes extremely easy for it.
Yeah, we've already seen the combo 4 times in the Chinese DPC, and that's China only upper division, so it's not.
What's the win rate? You got the numbers for us?
Don't worry about that.
It's not good, is
10
it?
seconds
It's
remaining.
50%. It's fun. It's
50%.
It's boring stuff.
Yeah.
We just focus on the
5
fun stuff.
seconds.
4 games, they don't really tell much.
Alrighty, what are we expecting from this game? And I feel like might be the same decision again, but actually, you know what I've said? I'm going to ask what conditions need to be fulfilled in order for Phoenix to take this one.
This time around, I'll agree with Neff. They need a good Ember game on that mid lane. He needs to be doing a lot of work for the Morphling to come online. I believe they have higher chances than in the first game. First game for me was an impossible puzzle. The second one looks a bit possible to execute.
Okay, agreed.
Yeah, there's recovery there. The biggest thing that they need to do is stop this Void Spirit from getting that early Aghanim Separate. That jumping the backline with the silence, that'll completely ruin the team fight from the side of Phoenix. So as long as they can stop them from doing that, I think they'll have an easier time. You're getting shorter, bud.
Yep, yeah, I am losing losing height by the minute. Alrighty, let's find out if they can find the puzzle piece to complete this puzzle on the side of Phoenix, or if it's going to be an IG 2-0 with our casters of Ecop and Black.
Thank you very much, Nomad, coming down to my height. It's getting a little bit shorter. Finally, I'll be taller than someone in this entire China DPC. Potentially. I'm always looking up at you guys. And not in like the,
Both ways, though.
Yeah, I guess so. A little bit.
Especially me.
Yeah, I'll look up you want.
Thank you. I'll take good care of you, my little Padawan.
Ooh. Is it usually the person who's older is the Padawan?
Prepare for battle.
I mean, power dynamics change, right? Generally, yes. In our case, no. Which makes it special. They should be happy about that.
Should be.
Do you like being special?
Well, sometimes.
Like, I've always been told that I'm special.
You are.
Thank you.
IG with the 5-man smoke. Talking about how the lanes need to go really well here for Phoenix. And do you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, especially last game, Morph he had no game. That was network for the longest time. Ember. It's not an easy game, and yeah, they're looking for the Bane. They got the walk down. Bane comes out for the rune. Gonna be Raging Stun and goodbye.
Getting into these little trees right here.
Let's just act like it doesn't exist, though.
They just walk away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
They still have 2 heroes left over.
Yeah. The lineup is a little bit better, though. Like, Ember is a very strong hero in this game in particular. It's very easy to static, very hard to static stop him, sorry. They do have some setups for him, but overall it's a pretty free Ember game. And then Mars Willow makes much more sense than Night Stalker Willow. You got a lot of team fight, a lot of combo there. But yeah, Morphling is really the big one, where his lane needs to go a whole lot better. Actually, get the D-Ward for free. Well, he denied it.
He denied it. So no gold for him, no CS.
Yeah, but 25 experience. A lot of experience.
Position 5, yeah.
Yeah.
So 0-1. Those are the nice stats. Padded. Well done.
So I assume you're going IG.
Yeah, I mean, Emo on Void Spirit, again, you know, he's very good with these Spirit heroes. Zone kind of struggled a little bit at times. He did come and pull away a little bit, but it wasn't like this massive win that he should have had. And then he kind of threw it away.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that IG is going to lose after seeing the last game. They look just a step ahead.
I'm interested to see YP's build, because he went to that Ags very early.
I really don't understand why in that game in particular, because it didn't really seem super impactful against 2 BKBs, against the Phantom Lancer. Like, this game it would make more sense, at least.
Sling doesn't exactly feel that comfortable for Fly at the moment. If he gets hit with the Bramble Maze and then a Spear, could find himself being in a little bit of trouble. And Ollie isn't exactly on a support that can bail him out too well.
Yeah, like if IG lose, I would definitely put a lot of luck to that Wraith King pick. Like, I don't know why they picked it.
We've just been seeing the Wraith King kind of fail.
We were speculating about like Drow Ranger or Medusa, and then they picked the Wraith King.
Naga Siren, I think you even said.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a Fly hero.
Yeah. Definitely not one that I close my eyes and see him on.
Yeah. Like everyone has their preferences, right?
Yeah.
Which is Wraith King really doesn't seem optimal in this kind of game. Easy to kite, also. The Dark Willow with the Mars. Even Ember as well, the Nightmare. Really easy Wraith King game.
So have to see what he's able to accomplish with it. And right now we take a look over mid. You've got the Ember Spirit of Zone at 11 and 2, 10 and 2 here for Emo, so pretty even for the moment. But we've seen Emo hold his own. Zone's kind of impressed me at times mid, but I'd like to see a little bit more consistency from him. And it's hard. I always talk about how the mid matchups are very difficult.
Being able to hold your own against Emo is a pretty good thing, though. Like, Emo is considered one of the best in China, of course.
Where would you rank?
It's hard. Now with Somnus getting back into shape as well.
And Paparazzi back. Well, he's Division 2 right now, but
that's actually what I'm most excited for, to see how Paparazzi is going to do against like all these best mid laners in China. Because in Div 2, like no one had a chance against him.
no, he slapped everybody around.
Yeah, it was just so easy for him. It didn't even matter what hero he was on.
Yeah. And he actually brought the pain with a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. So it's just very, very interesting to see whether he can hold his own against all these really, really good players or not. Of course, there's still a big gap, right? Oh, see a shot, might potentially be death.
Tag team, no shards, Spirit Siphon, Snowball. So yeah, Snowball and tag team. Moment, they'll get first blood. JT getting credit for that one.
Just like the last game, it was also the Bane that died in the same position at the same time, even, I think, almost.
Yeah.
It's just a rough lane to be a Bane in.
It's been pretty tough, and you try to wonder whether or not the Bane's maybe a bit of the problem with this matchup.
A Bane is considered a very, very strong support, generally. And they're just outplaying them, really.
Yeah, and not maybe the Bane as a hero, but more so, I mean, LWW finding himself out of position, which is giving up advantages that potentially the Morphling could have in this lane.
Yeah. Top lane is a little bit worrying, though. Almost double the CS on the Mars compared to the Wraith King.
Yeah, he can't really step forward too much, right, on Fly? Because if the Bramble Maze comes out and you've got the Spear that latches to a tree, he's just taking a lot of damage that is tough for him to handle. And yeah, Curse Crown's going to come through. Wraithfire Blast, but they have the Bramble Maze, and the Spear doesn't actually put him into Brambles, which might be the difference maker in whether or not he survives. But into the Shadow Realm, Fly, 20 health.
Yeah, the Helm of Iron will keep him safe and secure. Yeah, he didn't have the Soaring on Mars at the time because there was no God's Rebuke at all. If there's a God's Rebuke, he's dead 100%.
Not the best there from Phoenix, because I think they really could have had that kill.
Yeah, they misplayed it a little bit.
They want to go for LWW again. They've got level 3 on Frisk. Snowball comes out, and they've slowed him down, but LWW gets the Nightmare through. One more right click from the high ground, and JT with another kill here for IG. So this Death Prophet is becoming a problem in the offlane, and I don't just mean this game. I mean in this region in particular. It is very favored and has dominated.
Yeah. Like I generally often to be bad against DP, but there are heroes that certainly just countered in the lane that aren't really being picked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't just counter it if you see it. So, obviously, like, I really do think Morph is overrated a little bit right now in that first phase, especially.
Morph overall feels kind of
It
lackluster.
doesn't do very well lately. Yeah. If you pick it late, which is when other regions pick it, it always has a good game because you make it have a good game, right? Your first two phases like this, not easy at all. Rune top. Wow, there's 3 heroes here on the Radiant. Secure that rune.
Rid of another ward.
They're really focusing on the mid lane. You know how many problems Emo caused last game?
They're focusing the mid lane, but Emo's still right there in the hunt. He's not really riding the struggle bus at all.
Yeah, he's not really bothered. Ooh, nice deny.
Cat didn't get that CS though.
Happens.
So about 7 minutes into the game again, we not a lot of kills. We put forward from it 7-7 and well, now the shards are there. Spirit Siphon and a Crypt Swarm. He put himself in that in that bad position himself.
The ruin
Yeah.
of haste.
I mean, that's one thing DP is really good at, right? While you're strength warming up, or hold that thought.
Yeah, this should be a kill on a Fly. Cursed Crown, no real way to save him.
Shining also dead though.
And yeah, they'll get the kill on the Shining. They'll end up trading. Emo's nearby. The Remnant forward. They'll look for Ollie. Should burn him out. So they burn through this Disruptor. They get 2 kills, but they end up losing that offlane Mars.
Yeah, nice rotation from both mids. But of course, that haste rune a little bit more impactful than the Void Spirit with no
Radiant's
rune.
bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, like Morph against DP can be very rough if you're forced to Morph up all the way, because obviously the Spirit Siphon is based on a percentage, so it deals more damage the more HP you have.
Does Emo stay here? He got his bottle filled by Fly.
Yeah, just to
Dire's
refill the
middle
bottle, and he's
tower
probably
is under
gonna.
attack.
I was wondering if you want to get another kill, because he
Radiant's bottom
Try it.
tower is under
do
attack.
so, especially on like a Dark Willow or something like that. Exorcism used over bottom. They're looking for
Dire's
LWW,
middle
and
tower is
well,
under attack.
he's hiding in the
Radiant's
trees.
bottom
they
tower
they
is
found
under
him.
attack.
Snowball comes out immediately, and they're going to get this kill into the Bane. GT, 4 kills already at the 8-minute mark, averaging a kill every 2 minutes, and he is really starting to feel himself at the top of the net worth and putting the pressure on his tier 1 tower. They do glyph, so Exorcism still with about a 1/4 of its duration, which will rip through after the glyph.
The ruin of
Just
regeneration.
short of getting this tower. And in just a second,
Makes me wonder if
they're TPing in. They're TPing in the Bane. They've got the vibes though, and well, they get the Nightmare out. I don't know if that's really what you want, but the Dark Willow will come in. They've got Zone as some help. They'll pull him in with Snowball. There is the kinetic kill. This light, Searing Chains, Remnant away, Cursed Crown, keeping them close. JT might get stunned and ends up stunning both supports. They've got Emo coming over, and Phoenix don't get anything out of this, and that all started off the back of Ollie just sending the Bane back to base.
yeah, like TPing in like this against the Disruptor is always very risky. We just saw why. It's always gonna be a 4v5. This tower should just be gone.
Yeah, I don't think they can
defend it. Yeah, 4v3. There's nothing really they can do. And Phoenix knows that.
Dire's middle tower
Risky, no,
is
he kind of
under
moving
Oh,
up
just
towards
walking
the high
uphill,
ground.
wow.
Yeah, that is a blind walk forward, Ollie. It's very dangerous.
And that's why you don't do that, folks.
Radiant's
It's always the
bottom
risk when you
tower
want to place
has
vision
fallen.
down, but you kind of know they're in that general vicinity, right? They backed off the tier 1 tower. They're probably farming the jungle. That's a risky walk.
Yeah, they all TP that you definitely know they have to be around. And yeah, high ground is not your friend if you don't have vision there.
Right.
Or you're not 100% confident that they're not, that they haven't left.
Or if you're, don't have the confidence that you're savable.
Yeah, or you're just a Wraith King, you walk up and you're like, alright,
This is my first life. Where's my team?
here's my second life. Oh, they're not with me.
Still not here.
Guys.
Grandma is down. Roots up Emo. Have the Cursed Crown to go with it.
He goes to
and-
another Bramble.
Yeah, he kind of walked himself into that second one. Snowball over, threw in a YP. They've got the Astro Step as well as the Dissimulate. And going to have the damage here to get the going to YP. They just finish him off. Frisk has the damage with that Walrus Punch, but they've got the Sleight of Fist and the Searing Chains. The Remnant forward looking for Frisk off the Glyphs. Kinetic Field, but still. Damage is there, and YP will get the kill onto Frisk.
And now we have a Fiend's Grip too. This time no pesky silencer to cancel it. Still, they have a long-range glimpse to cancel it. Potentially a snowball safe as well. It's not the easiest Bane game for sure. How's Wraith King looking? Not too bad.
Not too great though. He is behind the Morphling, and this isn't exactly a game where Morphling's had a free one for the most part. That lane has already lost its tower.
Yeah, but it's generally what we see. Morph just backing off the other lanes, or the Fiend's Grip on the DP. That's a freebie here.
JT hits it, Spirit Siphon, TP, and there's the Nightmare. And the waveform, they're bringing a lot of heroes for this, and JT will eventually fall, taking the 4 times killing streak away. That is a good amount of gold to give up. And
to Zone. Nice number for now. That was the biggest kill they could have gotten.
And it's big for Zone. I wonder if you almost want to give that to the Morphling, though, because they could have. They had enough time to figure out who gets the last right click there, right?
Yeah, probably, potentially. You just don't want to have like any backup arrive and get like this awkward scenario where suddenly his Spirit Siphon's back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1k ahead actually.
All of a sudden, yeah, Phoenix kind of have stemmed the bleeding and look okay. The fight over bottom didn't exactly look great for them, but they have found themselves some gold all over the map, especially the Morphling. Something that you don't. Yes, you can go to the jungle, but I would expect a team like IG to kind of pressure that.
Yeah, this time around it's not as easy as it was last game, and yeah, so far the Wraith King pick hasn't paid off
tower is under attack.
much yet, because you pick it to generally just stabilize the lane. When you lose lane with the Wraith King, it's never really gonna look pretty. Just slows your own game down so much.
By level 8.
Bounty.
No reincarnation yet. Is he holding a point? 4, yeah, he's holding a point.
Always should.
I did the math.
Good job.
7 is less than 8 by 1, holding 1 point.
Some people hold 2 points, because once they reach level 9, they forget to skill up.
Spear, I was gonna say you might need to take it, but
Not yet.
that is a very stoic of him to hold that point. I would have just instantly, I'm dead. Put it in.
I'm dead. This spear did 2,000 damage, guys.
No, I wouldn't do that much damage, but they would hold him close and probably die.
Yeah, if this spear hits, well, he would have like 1,000. It's hard to tell. But of course, Flyfly is a player that made it a winner. Nerf of Steel.
Yeah. Nightmare out on the emo. Frisk ready with the snowball save if need be. They've also, oh my god,
It's a lot of damage from procs. There was 2 melts from procs on him and the slide damage all at once. Yeah, Ember damage is so RNG heavy. It can get pretty ridiculous at times.
What was the old
Storm.
build on Ember? Like multiple battle periods or whatever?
Yeah, the Daedalus.
Radiant
2
structures
Battle Fury
are
Daedalus.
Ooh,
fortified.
M77 losing his ulti orb on that courier.
Radiant's top tower.
They thought
is
about
under
not
attack.
attacking it, then they checked what it had.
Is he going for Lincolns or man? Sorry, the Ring of Hell. Or Lincolns against this lineup is rough.
Static Storm down, and they look to get the kill here onto this Ember Nightmare, but they'll finish off Zone. Curse Crown pops on Emo. They use the Exorcism JT. Again, attacking a courier, but, well, go the other way. Get this LWW Bane as he's been glimpsed back, and the chase is on. Who gets the last hit? It's JT, of course, with the Exorcism. So 2 kills there for IG. And again, making more and more space for
It's a massive one. I couldn't, unfortunately, see how the Ember got caught by the Static Storm, but it's generally not easy to Static Storm an Ember, because you don't really have any step.
Right. Is this something that you kind of just drop down, hope, and pray as you put the kinetic field afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a good spot. Unless Emo has a Yule Scepter with Zone.
The Remnant, it didn't land on Zone, so now dissimulate out, they wait for the door, they've got the arena down around Flyfly, he's got the reincarnation, so that is gonna pop. It slows down 3 of these heroes, and they might look to turn on IG. They've got the speed script to follow it up, LWW not getting bothered as he stands his ground and gets the kill on a Flyfly, so IPU gets credit for that one, and JT, he is pretty far forward, but it's not gonna matter, they get the kill on the Shining, and now he'll start to walk away. The rest of Phoenix, though, if anything, they go and get JT. No, they don't. They'll just back away.
Yep, DP is running into 5 heroes, 4 Spirit Siphons, loses 0 health, even manages to kill a guy. But yeah, the arena was a little bit unlucky. Like 2 heroes actually got clipped out of it rather than into it. a lot worse for IG. They lose their Wraith King. At least the DP is standing strong. Morphling is having a very good game suddenly. I don't like the Lincolns too much, gotta admit. Like, it just feels like it doesn't help super much with those AoE spells. Like, Void Spirit's gonna have an axe eventually.
Right. It's quite defensive gold-wise.
Yeah. And now he has the Dual Scepter, which is a super good setup for the Static Storm, of course, on the Ember Spirit, or anyone really.
Back overhead, Yule, Static Storm with Kinetic Field, they caught him once more. The damage to finish him off with Walrus Punch. They do, they take out Zone, they look over at Shining. Shining step forward, there's no Fiend's Grip here for LWW. They've got the Glimpse on the Shining as well as the Nightmare, and now the Terrorize. Well done by YP to save the life of the Mars. Unfortunately, couldn't do so to save Zone on the Ember.
Yeah, I really gotta say that like, Zone, just like in game 1, he's having a really good game, but he's just getting twice in a row already. And his net worth is starting to really shrink. Like, he could have a perfect game where it's just like 8k net worth at this point, really carry his team. But he's getting caught off the position quite a bit.
He's letting it go.
Seems to be like a theme with him. Like, he's dominating lane, plays really well in the game, and then just a couple of missteps here and there.
Where does that stem from? Like, is that just not knowing where you really want to be come mid-game? Because that happened mid-game with the Queen of Pain, right? So is it just shot? Is it shot calling as a team, or is it more a solo thing that it's on you and your positioning and trying to find your role in the mid-game?
It usually comes from awareness, like what can actually kill me, and as soon as he sees that Yule Scepter, his entire game plan has to change. Right. Because as soon as you Yule, you're dead pretty much every time. Because you know there's gonna be a disruptor behind. He's not just gonna Yule you for fun.
So it's a lack of adaptation.
Yeah, pretty much. Because he plays like as if he doesn't have that, right? He just walks up the hill, he's like, I got a Remnant behind.
Yeah, he's walking forward like that Yule Static Storm is not going to come out, and I think that IG have kind of utilized that combination
twice,
obviously twice, and they know what they want to bring. And I want to say, yeah, I mean, Disruptor is always there with the Void Spirit. He's there with them again.
Yeah, it's a killer.
They're ready to go with Fuels and the Static Storm every single time. They're trying to make a kill out of it every moment they get the opportunity. That Static Storm coming through onto the Mars. They'll get the kill on the Shining very quickly. Now they got to see if they can get the rest. Look over at M77 for the moment. They got the glimpse. No, he goes into the Assimilate as he morphed into this Void Spirit, but now Void Spirit trying to sort of engage Remnant that was laid down by the Morphling, helps to get the kill on the Emo, and now they kill off Fritz. So Zone with a double kill, going after JT, Ali, and now Wi-Fi into the mix. They've got the Nightmare, Sight of Fist, Searing Chains, and now they've got the Bramble Mates as well as the Terrorize. Damage on JT, pops that early BKB, and the Sight of Fist comes out once again with M77 trying to go in to get the kill onto this Death Prophet of the Spirit Theft and the Silence. It's all going their way to try and stay alive on this one. It's Wi-Fi finally gets the kill on LWW. They've got the glimpse on his Zone. He doesn't have a way to get out of this one, and now they've got the kinetic field. No remnants away, but the Sight of Fist, the Searing Chains, it's just not enough to survive. JT now dominating again as they kill off Zone. Morphling finally survives, but it really isn't a beneficial survival except for just the fact that you don't lose the gold. You can't really get much out of that fight.
Yeah, DP had like 150 HP, but Morph was forced to morph up. But the Spirit Siphon on, he healed like 300 HP per second because he got up to like 3,000 health pool. You're gonna see why DP is so strong. If you have a good start on the hero, that's why it's so popular right now. And we're gonna see some better answers to it in the future.
Yeah.
Of course, the game isn't done or anything, but the DP hero is really, really the only reason why IG is even doing as well as they are.
Yeah, and JT starting to solidify maybe this Death Prophet is a JT.
He's going Radiance on Wraith King.
Yeah, I saw that.
Against this lineup, though.
Yeah, the Sig Relic was queued up, but you didn't have the full Radiance.
Static Storm again.
Static Storm, Yule's 8th Remnant, all there on his Zone, and 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game here. Zone going down to Ollie.
He died 4 times again. Like he had 0 deaths, and now he died 4 times in like 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
And 3 of those have been the Yule Static Storm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's rough being Ember today.
Yeah, Pain City, permanent resident. It feels like.
Well, at least it's very close to the E-Blade on Morph. We've seen so many times.
Yeah, the timing's a little bit better on that for M77.
Way better. Way better.
It's not so fallen back, and
Dire's top
what is it? Usually the Morphlings after this, they go that Lincoln's E-Blade and then they kind of go back to the BKB.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering if we've seen like once they went back for the Manta and once they went back for the BKB, but you prefer the BKB.
Yeah, BKB is generally much better because it actually allows you to stay and fight. Whereas the Manta stays, allows you to stay like once. You know, you can man that off.
And then you kind of want to run.
Yeah, exactly. With BKB though, especially against Static Storm, against the Remnant setup.
He's going into the BKB, or well, if he does go to the BKB, well, Ollie, he's building an axe. So it's going to be dangerous. He got the Philosopher's Stone. Ooh. So yeah, there is the Radiance. He's actually not using the Philosopher's Stone. He's just got the Keen Optic on him. And yeah, you want to get that Ags out as quickly as possible. So
if you go for Axe, you definitely get the Ollie, but right now,
I wouldn't expect Frisk.
Well, he's not holding it either right now. No one is. We're going to be finding out with the courier momentarily.
Something.
But it's already 1 minute gone. Waiting for the Alpha Stone could have been in there. It is 80 GPM gone.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That could be the difference of a minute.
Yeah. This Disruptor's clear. Always curious. Embrace. Spirit, I believe. He's building an axe. At least that's what I'd like to think. Booster out there. Dark World this time going to the Yule. No axe, and I like that way better.
Yeah, it makes much more sense.
Structures are fortified. Dire's structures are fortified.
Got the
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
25 more gold. BKB picked up for the Ember, but again, if they get into this,
they're smoking up.
Axe quickly on Ollie, these BKBs aren't going to feel that great. There's the Axe on the Void Spirit, so he's got that silence. They go way inside of his Searing Chains, the Spear into the arena, the Cursed Crown, that's going to be all the lockdown and the damage they need to get the first life out of the hands of Fly. Shining though, over to the side, and he's slowed up thanks to the tag team, trying to TP up, but the damage is there from JT. They caught M77! They look over at Zone, he's popped the BKB, but it's just to leave now, it seems like, as he's throwing that Remnant back. M77 getting caught and killed so quickly.
Full agi.
And the defense just falls apart for Phoenix.
And there was literally just in front of the base with Exorcism activated that tier 3 is gone. They can't defend it.
Maelstrom procs. A bit of a problem here for Emo, taking a lot of damage. Goes into the Shadow Realm. They've got the Static Storm, so the silences are there. Do they have the damage to get the kill here on a YP? Yules up in the air. It's that new Yules, but, well, the Yules is going to keep him alive. JT pop of the BKB, and they take the top tier 3. 3 minutes still left on this Aegis. LWW may be hoping to get somebody on the walkout, but IG all survive and IG all walk away together as a team holding hands.
Great positioning by IG, but the way Phoenix started this fight is really exactly what you don't want to do. Like, you put all your spells on the Wraith King, he just reincarnates, and the backline is completely untouched. Exorcism DP just runs in, causes a lot of chaos. I'm sure that the fight only looked really bad because the full Agimorph got caught out by a Remnant out of all things. Like, that really shouldn't happen. But still, like, you really don't want to commit so many resources on Wraith King if you're not sure you can kill him twice. Because the second life, he never even got close to half health or anything like that.
Well, did they really commit that much to him? They got him.
The arena is so important, though.
Yeah, the arena is what took the first life with the Cursed Crown and the Sleight of Fists with the Searing Chains and the Spear. Like,
quite a lot.
Yeah.
For nothing much at all.
Shining. Blinking forward, missing the Spear. The Walrus Punch comes on as Zone, Sleight of Fist trying to keep up with the Disruptor, but Ollie gets to the back line.
He actually messed up his Remnant. He Remnanted in a little bit too early, so the Lim's Ruins that killed him, unfortunately. And all IG wants to do right now is wait for cooldowns. Wait for Reincarnation, wait for Exorcism, and then potentially go back for the Rex again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
5k lead.
And Morphing is really a specialist hero, B-Cup. It really is. Like, if you die once like that, it doesn't just look bad, it's also like really just bad for the game, for the state of the game.
Mental state of the game for yourself as well.
Yeah.
Position like that. Ooh, immediately knowing where Shining is, they've got the Static Storm, they've also got the Bane. So it's a 1-2 gut punch if they do end up finishing off the Bane. And they should. They've got the Glimpse to pull him back, and it's another double kill for JT. And JT 12-1-1 on this Death Prophet. You cannot give this hero to him anymore. This has to be the last time he gets it.
Potentially. I mean, he's been set up for a lot of success. And we just see it in China all the time right now. There's first 2 DP in every game. There's got to be some better answers out there.
Yeah.
But as I said, Morphling isn't terrible against it, but there are just outright counters that you can pick that is really strong against it.
JT navigating the maze.
No, he's not caught.
Scramble maze. Oh gosh, M77 getting caught. He's still silenced up. They've got the Spirit Sight with the damage. That might just be it. There's a minute without this Morphling. They find themselves YP. How do you defend against this? Wi-Fi is a little bit low, but I don't really think it matters. They still have Exorcism going, and they have no Static Storm for the moment, but cooldown is not that long.
They're going back again, playing it very safe. I mean, really, they don't need to force anything. Like, killing them off twice like this puts them on a massive timer again.
Right.
Like, you really can't die like that Morphling twice. It's just a remnant.
Tower is under attack.
So there goes the Aegis in 5.
Yeah. Probably gonna wait for the next Aegis after that.
Yeah, well, I don't think they have to.
Radiant's middle tower
They don't
is
have to,
under
but they
attack.
will. Like, you should really play every game as seriously as possible right now, because you gotta win like at least 3 games to be even in tiebreaker contention.
Technically,
And you're gonna win 4 if you wanna secure it.
What was it? No, it was 4-3 last year. Was
Yeah, it
the
was
tiebreaker.
really close.
Yeah, it was 8. It was
They're gonna win every series from now on to secure themselves a tiebreaker at least.
It was 7-0, 6-1, 5-2, and then 4-3, 4-3 was the third, 4th and 5th.
Yeah,
position.
one more loss for IG and they're out. Probably. I don't wanna sound confident here.
3 puts him on the cusp.
Yeah, 4 puts them a guaranteed tiebreaker at least. Maybe even into the major straight away.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to be dropping any more series here.
Dire's top
So
tower
play it as safe as
is under
possible.
attack.
As I said, though, they are
Dire's
setting up
top
bottom for a
tower
potential
has
kill.
fallen.
Philosopher's Stone is such a good item. So much free gold.
Just free goal.
Whenever I'm Tinker, I just take it on Tinker.
Fillet Stone.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
She's still pressured pretty far forward. And you've got a couple heroes up towards top on Phoenix, so we'll see.
You can
They
take
can
the
try and
tier 2,
defend.
no problem, but you don't want to go high ground.
Dire's
Well, you don't
top
even need to
tower
take the tier
is
2
under
because your Wraith
attack.
King just put skeletons on it.
Very balanced.
Yeah. Or they also respawn,
Radiant's middle
in
tower
case you
is
didn't
under
know.
attack.
That's going to be like a 25 talent, 20
twice
talent.
measure of power.
Skeletons
Respawn.
respawn twice.
Respawn
be
10
s-
times.
They'd be so broken.
Imagine it is like, don't ever die. Yeah, 500 skeletons on the map. Flyfly is very afraid of hitting, surprisingly. It just counted with 2 claps. Thank you.
Radiant's
goes the tower.
middle tower has fallen.
Thank you very much. You hurt me.
2 claps.
Dire's top
Scotty
tower
next for
is
Wraith
under
King.
attack.
DKB from Morphling. His
timings are all off now.
yeah, the BKBs felt really slow.
Yeah, he's supposed to be at around net, Wraith King's network at this point. And JT is so massive.
Yeah. And he's continued to just perform on this hero. They've almost got the Ags on Ollie. He's about 1,000 gold away.
Yeah, and once
Ember
that's
looking
out,
for an Ags too. 800 gold there.
Not gone.
I don't know why, but I kind of see like a foreshadowing where the Morph will just get caught by Axe Disruptor before BKBing. And
I think both him and the Ember do.
Dire are scanning.
That's my thought process.
them run together. Fly.
This is a Blink Spear. Fly. He might lose his first fight, but again, what do you have going into the second fight? He doesn't even lose that. Yeah, they get the Terrorize, but they end up killing off Shining first. They look over as Zone pops the BKB. They've lost the Bane. The 2 heroes dead with the buyback. They're going to jump forward, maybe looking to go in deep, but Emo, whoa! Was he trying to TP? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I saw that for a split second. He tried to TP out, and then it was just like, all right, well,
It was like,
I've lost my TP, and I might be in trouble.
But he's not. Exorcism popped again. Roche up in 5. Which could potentially be a good fight for once here for Phoenix. Because there are some spells on cooldown now.
I don't have Arena, though.
They don't. Again, committed on the Wraith King.
And they didn't even get the, well, yeah, they didn't even get the kill.
They didn't, yeah. But so much hard commitment always on the free Aegis hero. So far didn't pay off at all. You really gotta cut in the backline. Disruptor is so important. Like, kill the 2 supports, then your team fight is gonna be much easier. No saving, no snowballs, no glimpses.
They know they need to go towards this Roche, but very difficult for them to make their way over there. As you can see, IG are pretty postured and, well, postured in a good position. Smoke on his own, so like fist searing chains, Yule's up into the air. Not sure if that was entirely necessary, but they're going to go for this Wraith King. Wraith King's being popped by M77, and M77 trying to get the kill with the E-Blade. Now he gets the first life out of the hands of this Wraith King. The look over, Fly on the run side of fist searing chains. Emo right there to defend it, but they don't have a BKB available on the board. When they hit the 8th Remnant, now the look over, and BKB from Zone. So, no Remnant out.
You have to stop with this. Now he committed BKB to kill the Wraith King. He's just gonna have reincarnation again in 40 seconds.
Dire's bottom tower
Why are they always
is under attack.
focusing him? That's what IG wants.
Yeah. Well,
They're like literally presenting him, blinking in 1v5. They're like, okay, I'll BKB for this and release all his spell for it.
there's a lot of commitment coming in for the Wraith King, and they just have not really...
And now they go to the pit. Plus 20 seconds and
Dire's middle tower is under
reincarnation's back
attack.
on cooldown again, and BKB's on a cooldown for much longer.
It's funny because Wi-Fi is only 2-2 and 7. It's just, he's soaking the commitment. He's just been a sponge. Really hasn't gotten like any kills.
It's really raging in general though. And usually it's raging struggles if you can burst him twice fast, right? But they just don't have those heroes. Or he struggles if his backline dies. But neither is the case in this game. He's playing it very well in the Wraith King, presenting himself as a bait. They bite it every time.
Axe finish for the Disruptor.
It's too yummy. Fly.
Fly. What?
Dire's
too yummy in this
bottom
game.
tower is under
Okay.
attack.
I thought you were just saying it in general. I was like, okay. I mean, yeah, he's the big prize, right?
Dire's
Yeah,
bottom
get that
tower
kill.
is under attack.
Wi-Fi gonna take that outpost. They've got the Aegis for 4 minutes 15 seconds. They've got time to just lean onto this base when they want. Question is when. Are pushing out bottom a little bit. IG still with 3 heroes postured near mid, maybe looking to catch somebody out a little bit too far.
Eternal Shroud now also picked up on the DP, becoming more tanky. Not a lot of ways out right now for Phoenix.
No.
Again, backs against the wall. We have seen eHome pull off some similar almost with a Morphling.
Almost.
Almost. Didn't quite happen.
That's a team that kind of, no, it's a bit more congeal.
Searing heat.
I've not heard that word ever.
Congeal.
I don't even concealed.
I mean, I'm probably not using it the right way, but congealing, sticking together.
Like a cogwheel.
No. I won't explain it. It worked in my head. It's fine.
I don't want to explain it.
The vocab was there.
Fantastic. It would be a very good kill.
Risk getting killed by M77. He's got buyback. Tusk has been the save. He's been a little bit of their ability to move forward with the Walrus Punch. And yeah, Willow, YP, both 4 is now dead. Emo gets the kill there, and Zone using that Remnant to back away. But there's the blink from Fly, thinking about getting a kill here. Getting stunned at least. Remnant forward, they've got the arena. They missed the spear though on Ollie. And Ollie's still rooted and killed off. He never got the static storm down. So you talked about that high ground defense that eHome had against
Wait, did it leak out?
IG, and they just let Fly.
No way.
Oh wait.
What?
Okay. They just let him leave.
They even committed the buyback on Willow because they wanted to kill him probably.
I
I think, all
may
right.
have jinxed it talking and comparing it to eHome a second time.
And Ollie though, let's talk about a little bit of weakness here from IG. What was he doing there? Like right next to the Wraith King, he's like, hey, I wanna get focused too. You have all the fun without me.
I ask you a question, Wraith King? No, go away.
And then he went away very far. Poor guy. But yeah, if they kill the Wraith King, his 8 is gone, and Wraith King finally dead. Instead, it might be Willow dead.
Getting low into the Shadow Realm. Shards while in the Shadow Realm, so now he's stuck there with Yuki's grandfather.
You activated my trap card.
Magic hats.
Out of greed. which allows me to draw 2 more cards.
Which allows me to play Pot of Greed.
Which allows me to draw 2 more cards.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Such a great video. Fly onto the high ground, and he's still got a minute on this Aegis, ready to go. Ollie, JT, Frisk, Nemo all smoked behind him. They'll commit the exorcism as they move forward. JT in on this. He's got the silence. He's looking for zone with the BK. He's going to be popped. Shining moving in. Arena round 3. And they've got the spear landed onto Fly. They can kill Ollie and Frisk. So both supports are dead. Fly will lose that first life, but he's still the Aegis in his hand. And N77, he is dead. Has buyback and is probably going to be forced to use it. There's only him, potentially Mars, and Zone ready to defend, but I say that and Mars is going to go down. He's got no buyback, so more quick buys back. He's got the Walrus punch, he ate the rim, the silence, and the kill on Zone. The call GG, and IG will win their first series, taking the 2-0 over Phoenix.
Yeah,
Radiant's bottom.
the heavy underdog, you can see why. IG played much better than the last couple of days though. Like the way they just back off after good high ground pushes, you know, they don't risk it all.